Alright, so today, I will talk about what I think would happen if Itoshi Sei joined Blue Lock. In this alternative universe, Sei didn't go abroad and join the Real youth team. He instead stayed in Japan and pursued his dream as a striker in his home country. But how would this affect the story? Let's talk about it. However, before that, I'm trying to hit 45,000 subscribers before summer, and there's 83% of people who watch my video who haven't subscribed yet. So if you could fix that by going down and subscribing to the channel, that would be awesome. And while you're already down there, you can always leave a like and a comment. And with that out of the way, let's finally get into it. Well, first things first, there would be a ton of changes that would happen. And the craziest thing is that Sei and Isagi might actually become the best duo in the series. To start things off, Sei would join the first elimination stage of Blue Lock. And to make things more interesting, let's say that he was paired up with Isagi in Team Z. So he'll have to replace one of the members there. And the member I choose to replace is not Igarashi, but Okuhito Lemon, since he didn't have any feats and was mainly a pretty below average goalkeeper. During the first elimination where Kira was eliminated, Sei wouldn't do anything but just watch from the sidelines with a condescending look on his face. The same events would happen and Kira would be knocked out by Isagi himself. At this time, Blue Lock instantly became popular as news spread that Sei was joining it, despite the fact that he was already one of Japan's best. Now this is where things get interesting, and it's during the selection where Team X plays a game against Team Z. In the original timeline, Isagi and the others played rock, paper, and scissors to see who got to choose their position. But this time, without even saying a word, Sei insisted that he was going to play as a forward. The game against Team X started, and almost instantly, everyone from Team Z tried to take the ball away from Sei, but he just didn't budge. Team X wanted to try and take advantage of this, but Sei was just too good, and he kept the ball all to himself. But that's when he met Baro. Now we all know Baro is a pretty aggressive player, and is also very physically gifted. Baro tries to charge at Sei, but in the blink of an eye, Sei passes the ball to Isagi, which shocks him, and now Baro sets his sights on him. Isagi panics, and without even giving Isagi a chance to think, Sei steals it again. He continues to solo the remaining members of Team X and scores the first goal. Because of this, Isagi tries to convince the others to help Sei score more goals so they can win and move to the next match. Everyone reluctantly agrees, and because of this, the match ends with a 10-0 difference. After the match, however, Isagi feels sick that he's just becoming another puppet. So he decides that in the next match, he's going to score a goal by himself. He makes a plan with Bachira, and both of them agree that they won't let Sei have his way. The game against Team Y starts, and Nico even takes Sei by surprise, and Team Y gets the ball. Using this opportunity, Bachira steals the ball from Nico and passes it to Isagi. Both of them run toward the goal, but they then notice that Sei is right behind them. Isagi had this feeling that he should pass to Sei, but he completely ignored it. Through his predictions, he was able to come close to the goal, and then he was able to score a goal on his own, which ignited his ego. Despite that, though, Sei dominated the rest of the match. Team Z's new top ranker is Sei, with Isagi following behind him. In their match against Team W, Sei also becomes the lead scorer and destroys the brothers. Kuan also didn't betray Team Z this time since they were winning. Team W manages to score 1 goal, but Team Z scores 5. 1 each for Isagi, Chigiri, and Bachira, and then 2 for Sei. Chigiri also overcomes his fears as he gets jealous of Sei and wants to become a striker again. Now their next game is against Team V. The match starts and Team V completely outmatches Sei, who was playing alone. Keep in mind, Sei did not go to Spain, so his skills didn't become insanely strong compared to the original timeline. Sei kept going on, but the Team V trio worked together to stop him. It was now 2-0 with Team V in the lead. Isagi tries to convince Sei to work together with them, but he brushes them off. Sei tries for the 3rd time, but again Team V steals from him, and the game is now 3-0. Left without any choice, Isagi, Bachira, Kunigami, and Chigiri lead the fight and as much as possible avoided passing the ball to Sei. Bachiro goes beast mode and manages to score like in the original timeline. In the end, Team Z managed to win when everyone worked together and Sei played a little bit more passively. He agreed to team up with the others, and the game ended with a 3-5 score. With that out of the way, let's skip a few chapters and move on to the first stage of the second selection. Nothing interesting actually happens here, except the fact that the top 2 players are Itoshi, Rin, and Sei, with Sei taking the first spot. In the second stage, Bachira, Isagi, and Sei team up, while Nagi stays with Ryo. What's interesting here is that Isagi's team actually matched up against Rin's team in the main timeline, so the brothers are about to have a match. You see, Rin hated Sei because he lost his drive to be a striker, but this time, Both of them had this brotherly rivalry instead. The match was intense, and both teams gave it their all. Because of Rin's superior teammates, they were able to score the first goal, but the score was quickly tied up by Sei with Isagi's help. Even though Aryu and Tokimitsu were stronger than Bachira and Isagi, Sei alone was completely able to level the playing field. The score then turned to 3-3. And when Sei scored another goal and said that Rin was becoming lukewarm, Rin snapped. What happens here next will no longer follow the main storyline because Sei's presence will totally change everything. Even though Rin awakened, Isagi and Sei did the same. This means that Sei guided Isagi just like how Isagi guided Nagi. The game ended with a 4-5 score, with Isagi's team winning. Even though Rin hated it, Sei chose Rin to go with them. Now, Isagi's team is completely overpowered. He had both the Itoshi brothers with him, but this also comes at a cost. Because he was being left out, Isagi and Bachira's potential slowly dwindled as their egos were yet to bloom. But don't be sad, because the right time will come. After that, it was easy as pie. They played a game against Nagi, Ryo, Baro, and Chigiri's team in the 4v4 and easily won with a 5-2 goal score. They decided that it would be best to take Nagi, and so that was how they completed their 5-man team: Sei, Rin, Bachira, Nagi, and Isagi. At the 5v5, they played against the Team World 5, and unlike the original timeline, they actually scored a fair amount of goals. Sei scored 2, while Rin scored another 2. However, Team World 5 successfully scored 5 goals, and they were shocked at just how dangerous the Itoshi brothers could be. Because of this match though, Isagi's drive resurfaced, and he was ready to become one of the best. The same players also passed the second selection test, but we just replaced one random player with Sei, and the teams got mixed up a bit. It's possible that Igarashi didn't pass. Now, they were up against the Japan U20 team. But the crazy thing is that Sei is with Blue Lock and not against them. The Blue Lock 11 team is composed of Rin, Sei, Nico, Karasu, Otoya, Yukimiya, Nagi, Chigiri, Bachira, Gagamaru, the Goat, and Nico, with the subs being Hiyori, Ryo, and Baro. I'll cut to the chase here because it seems very obvious. Blue Lock 11 won the entire game with Isagi scoring a couple of goals again. Somewhere during that match, Isagi completely awakened and managed to not only devour Rin, but Sei as well. But the only thing here is that Isagi did not become the man of the match. In fact, he was completely overshadowed by both Rin and Sei, since they did most of the heavy work. This also affected the other players with Nagi, and the others not fully developing their egos. During the first quarter, the score was 2-0 with Blue Lock leading, but with Sendu and Aiku fully awakening, they were able to tie it, ending the half with a 2-2 tie. However, things changed during the second half. Because of the orders of the Japan Football Association, Sei was benched for an entire quarter, and this led to the score being 3-5 with the Japan U20 team now at the top. However, as time went on and Sei returned, Blue Lock was able to end the entire thing with a 6-5 comeback with Isagi landing the last goal. Yes, Isagi did get some recognition, but the spotlight was completely focused on the Itoshi brothers. Blue Lock has proven itself against Japan's team, and now we go to the world stage. The Neo-Egoist League starts and Sei joins Spain while Rin joins France. On the other hand, Isagi sticks with Germany. But more changes happen here. Because of Sei's presence and the decrease in quality when it comes to Isagi's skill, he was literally no match against Kaiser, and Noah was finding it hard to give him a chance to play. Isagi felt like he was slowly being left behind to the point where Nagi even made a show out of him during the Germany versus England match. It was only when Corona went in that Isagi finally showed some momentum. He awakened his meta vision by copying Kaiser, and now it was time for his rebirth. This time though, Spain wasn't Germany's first opponent, and Isagi awakened it just in time to have a match against Sei. Even Kaiser was slowly losing to Sei. At the end of the Germany versus Spain match, the score was 2-3 with Spain taking the win. Out of the 3 goals, 1 was by Bachira, 2 by Sei, while Isagi completely fumbled and scored none. This devastating loss was enough to convince Noah that Isagi did not belong in the field, and he was subbed out for either Hiyori or a bastard player. This completely broke Isagi and his ego was shattered. But who knows, maybe he'll make a comeback since the series hasn't finished yet. So only time will tell. Even though Sei and Isagi only played against each other at the end, his presence was enough to cause a ripple effect that changed Isagi's fate. He stole Isagi's glory during the Blue Lock versus Japan U20 match, and even ruined his chances in the Neo-Egoist League. Anyway, this was what if Sei joined Blue Lock, but what do you think? Should Isagi have been a better player with Sei in Blue Lock? If you liked this video, then you might like my other Blue Lock videos, so be sure to check them out. And make sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more videos like this one. Anyway, have a great day. Bye.